Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to explain about Terraform. Terraform is a infrastructure as a code. So here we are going to discuss about what is Terraform, why should we use Terraform, then advantages, disadvantages, then architecture of the Terraform, then installation in Windows and the configuration, how to install and set up the Terraform on Windows. Okay, let's start. So first thing is, what is Terraform? So here in most of the companies as a DevOps engineers, we are going to use Terraform to provision the infrastructure for different cloud providers like AWS, Azure, GCP, and other clouds. So Terraform is a open source infrastructure as a code. We call it IAC. It is developed by Archicad language. So it allows users to define and provision data center infrastructure using a declarative configuration language, that is we call HCL, Harshikaf configuration language. So here we are going to use a language called Harshikaf configuration language. By defining the variables and defining the what exactly we require, we are going to create the resources of cloud. So declarative configuration, it means like users can define the desired state of the infrastructure in HCL configuration files. So we are going to write configurations files. It will be there in the .tf files. So we are going to define the desired state. So what exactly we required? What is the desired state of particular resources in the cloud? So we are going to define it in the configuration files. Then Terraform will automatically determine the necessary steps to achieve that state, and also it will creating, updating, also destroying resources as needed. So once we create a resources by using configurations files, we can modify them, we can update, and also we can delete them by using same configuration files along with our Terraform commands. Next is automation and efficiency. So by codifying the infrastructure, Terraform automates the provisioning process, reducing manual errors, and also improving efficiency, then enabling the faster deployment of environments. So by using Terraform, we can automate the provisioning instead of manually creating the resources, manually creating servers, infrastructure in the cloud. We can do the automation by using Terraform. Then cloud agnostic. So Terraform, we can use it for any cloud. It will support for the wide range of providers. Providers is nothing but cloud providers, that is AWS, GCP, Azure, these kind of cloud providers, including major public cloud platforms like AWS, GCP, Azure, and also private cloud it will support as well. And also we can set up the infrastructure in the Kubernetes as well by using Terraform. So it will enable consistent infrastructure management across the different environments. So it will be consistently we can manage the infrastructure by using Terraform. That is about Terraform. So why we use Terraform? So what is the main purpose of Terraform? So it will be used because it is allows infrastructure and enable the automation, consistency, and collaboration in managing infra across various platforms like AWS, Azure, GCP, Kubernetes, VMware, these kind of cloud providers we can use it. Main advantage of Terraform is consistency. It will ensure consistent infrastructure across environments and reducing configuration drift. So it will be consistently manage the infrastructure. Efficiency streamlines infrastructure deployment and management, improving overall efficiency. So the efficiency of the cloud infrastructure, it will be managed by Terraform. Scalability. So sometimes like we will be using a number of servers. For example, we are using 10 servers for our application in the production, but by using most of the time it will be sometime due to high usage, it will be increasing the storage, and it is causing the delay of the traffic, application traffics. So at that time, by using scalability, we can automatically add the number of instances, and also if there is a less usage, then we can decrease the number of instances. So it will be easily scales infrastructure by adding or removing the resources. Next is cost savings. So it will optimize resources utilization and reduces infrastructure costs. So by using Terraform, like we can reduce the cost saving, whatever the required resources we can use it, and also it will reduce the infrastructure costs in the our public clouds. Then when it comes to advantages, so what are the main advantages of Terraform? It will support multi-cloud. So if you take it IAC infrastructure as a code, we have cloud formation as well, but it will support only for AWS cloud and it won't support other clouds. But when it comes to infrastructure as a code, it will support multi-cloud. So we can use it with any cloud providers. Then reusable modules. So if you create a module and we can reuse them whenever we require a particular requirement, so we can reuse the modules with a Terraform. Automation reduce the manual effort. As I discussed in the earlier slide, it will reduce the manual effort. It will automatically delete, it will automatically create the instances, create the resources, and also it will update and also destroy. Everything can be done automation by writing simple configuration files with a Terraform. Then improved security. So by using Terraform, we can improve our security for our resources and also application as well. That is the main advantages of Terraform. Then there are some disadvantages as well for the Terraform. It will be steep learning curve. So if you are new to Terraform, this is the first time you are learning and also you are knowing about Terraform. It will be difficult to understand in the beginning. The declarative syntax and initial learning curve can be challenging, and it is requiring some of the understanding of Archicad configuration language. It will be model creation and state management. So in the beginning, it will be difficult to understand, but once we get to know how we can define in the syntaxes by using Archicad language, then it will be easy. State file management challenges. So there is a state file in the Terraform. Everything will be stored under state file, and it will be like managing state file in collaborative environments are very handling it will be like sometimes conflicts will be happening because same file we are going to use multiple users in our same project. So that time we will be having some conflicts with the Terraform state files. Limited error handling and rollback. So by using Terraform, it will be lacks in the robust built-in error handling mechanism. So error handling is sometimes difficult with the Terraform, and also it will be using while doing the deployments. Sometimes we'll be getting failures, and we have to roll back. These situations will be difficult with the Terraform. Next is architecture. So the architecture of Terraform is very simple. It contains mainly the Terraform core, then it will be providers, then configuration files, then it will be workflow. So here you can see in the image the configuration files we are going to write, then it will be the Terraform core, and it's going to validate it, and it will create a resources in the particular providers, and it will generate the state file automatically as per our configurations files which we have written. So Terraform core, this is central engine of Terraform responsible for parsing configuration files. That is the Harshika configuration language. So it is mainly we are going to write a configuration files, but Terraform core will be main engine of Terraform. It will manage and it will be responsible for the work which we are doing by using Terraform. It also manages the Terraform state file, which is critical component that tracks the real world infrastructure managed by Terraform. So whatever we write the configuration files, once we execute the command, it will generate a state file and it will track the infrastructure managed by Terraform. And also it will mapping it to the configuration files. Next is providers. Providers is nothing but the cloud provider which we are going to create a resource by using Terraform. Next is state file. State file will be track the infrastructure state. So whenever we are going to execute the command, it will check the particular cloud state, cloud provider state, and also it will compare with the files which we have written. If the both the states are same, for example, the desired state which we have defined and also the current state of the cloud is same, then it's not going to change anything in the cloud provider. If it is any changes are happened, then it will allow us to proceed further. So in the workflow will be like this. We are going to write the configuration files. Then we are going to execute the Terraform commands. These three. That is the init. It will initialize the cloud provider. Then it will plan. When we execute the plan command, it will check what are the changes have happened compared to the current state of cloud provider and what is the desired state of which we have written in the configuration files. And if there is any syntax errors, it will throw error. Otherwise it will show what are the resource, how many resources are ready to change in our infrastructure. Then we can proceed with the Terraform apply command. It will create a resources which we have mentioned in the configuration files. That is about Terraform architecture. Next is Terraform installation. So to install Terraform and work with our AWS cloud, we need some prerequisites. First is Terraform install. We have to Terraform installation in our Windows. Then AWS CLI command line interface to connect local to our AWS account. Then any text editor. Then AWS credentials. So first I am going to download and install Terraform in my local device. So for that one we have to go to Windows and search Terraform download for Windows. If you go here, download and install Terraform. Here the steps given to download the Terraform. So I am using Windows and downloading it. Once it is downloaded, we have to open the folder. We have to extract this one. So there are two files. We have to rename this and copy to your C directory, C drive, and go to program files, paste here. So Terraform is pasted. So if I check cmd Terraform -v, it is installed. But if you run any command, it won't take because we have to set the environment variable for Terraform. We have to go to environment variable click on environment variables, path, click on edit. Then here you have to add. I have already added. So currently it is showing Terraform files and Terraform program files and Terraform is the path. So if you are installing from the scratch, you can click on new here and add the path of the Terraform. So once it is done, then you can directly click on OK and execute the Terraform commands. So currently I have installed Terraform, and also next is AWS CLI. AWS CLI I have already installed in my device, AWS hyphen version. So AWS is installed. If you want to install AWS CLI, you can go to AWS documents and download it from here, Windows. Click on this one, and once it is downloaded, you can execute exe file it is. So you can install it by clicking on next. So once it is installed, then you can use Terraform and AWS account to work on it. So that is about Terraform. So today we have discussed what is Terraform, why Terraform, advantages and disadvantages, then architecture of Terraform and installation of Terraform. That's it on this video. If you want to know how to create Terraform configuration files, please watch my next video. I am going to create a sample configuration files to create AWS resources. If you want to learn, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.